Hey, I want to tell you a story about mountain climbing. I'm Jen Hickel with Never Alone Business Services. So I am an adventurous person, for sure. I like to jump in and try things and not have the whole plan, but figure it out as I'm free falling, figuratively, of course. I would say physically, like in the real world, I'm not a huge adventurer. Chris is much more likely to do like the swingy thing out through a royal gorge. Terrifying. I screamed the whole time while I videotaped. He wants to skydive. I would never. I have scuba dived, but now that I've hit 40, no thanks. So I find myself doing adventurous things when I'm with Chris's family, which is very interesting because they're actually very calm, steady people in real life. But have you heard that a lot of times when you go on vacation, you're the opposite of who you are in real life? And I think that is so incredibly true because in life, I'm go, 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 let's do. And on vacation, just give me a pool and a book and an ocean and let me just lay there and read, right? Now, I like reading in real life, but on vacation, like all day long, I'm good. But on vacation, the Hickles, they like to do crazy things. So being married into this family for almost 21 years, I've done my share of crazy things. So when we were, this is several years back, I was pregnant with number 4. So we were on vacation. Wasn't I? Yeah, I was pregnant with number 4. We're on vacation in Colorado, and the Hickles love geocaching. Have you heard of this? So geocaching is using a GPS to find hidden items, and the other geocachers will hide little treasures. And I think you go to you go online to a geocache thing, and then I think you know the coordinates of where to find it, but you have to get there, right? So we're in Colorado. I begged off. I was like, I can't go. I'm pregnant. I am currently in the car eating jelly beans. I don't know why jelly beans helped my stomach, but they did. And I think I kept Abigail with me. She was still 2. And I stayed in the car while the geocachers went hunting for treasure, which is actually, like stupid little plastic things and rings, and people add to the treasure, and it's like a pencil. It's not really treasure, but it's fun, right? They're off on this hunt. And we let them out of the car, and I watched them proceed to go up the side of a mountain, literally straight, with my little boys, who were at the time probably 4 and 6. And I was like, what are they doing? And in my mind, I'm thinking, there's probably a path. Like we're in an area that probably has walking paths, but they, on their GPS, were like, it's up this hill. And so missiles on target, like Hickles do as well, they headed straight up the hill. They had cuts on their legs. They had slipped. They were trying to pass the 2 and 4-year-old, a 4 and 6-year-old to each other. I mean, I only heard this hearsay, right, because I'm in the car eating jelly beans. But it was a crazy adventure. Thankfully, nobody got hurt. They did find the little treasure thing. But I was thinking, crazy, right? Like, I was happy to skip out on that adventure. And then there was, I think this was 2 years ago, so the Hickle clan, minus us, all migrated to Arizona. They got fed up with the cold weather, can't blame them. So Chris's sister, her husband, and their kids, and my in-laws all live in Arizona, right? Well, I'm happy to visit them there because it's warm. And so we went visiting with them. Our kids were not with us, and we just decided to go scope out their new house and everything and visit them on the fly. It was just a casual weekend a couple years ago. And they told us, we want to show you this awesome mountain. And I'm thinking, okay, this is great. So I can stay in the car and not physically climb the mountain, and we'll just drive, right? Wrong. Oh my goodness. The switchbacks, like you drive and then this hairpin turn, and then you go and then you turn and you go again, all to get to the top of the mountain. I was like, I might throw up. I'm not pregnant anymore, but I feel nauseous because it was crazy. Now, the views were worth it, right? It was amazing. It was stunning. We got great pictures. Okay, fast forward to we just visited them in Arizona again in January, it was January. And I was like whispering to Chris, like, we're not doing that mountain thing again. Whatever they say, like say no, because the views were beautiful, but I thought I was gonna hurl. He's like, yeah, I got it. And so they then said, hey, there's this mountain we can go up and you can see all of Scottsdale. It's really cool. And you can see it in this whole valley. And I'm like, is this? And they're like, no, it's not as treacherous. It's not as bad as that other one we did. I'm like, kind of like, I don't know if I believe you, but we'll go for it. Okay, it wasn't as bad, but it was still bad. And here's what I noticed. When we're driving up a mountain, you know where you're headed, but sometimes it feels like you're going the wrong direction, right? Because you're following the road, which thankfully is paved and, relatively safe. But when you do those turns to do the switchback, it actually feels like you're going backwards. And that made me think of business. Because a lot of times in our business, we may know a general sense of where we're headed, or we may even have a very specific goal. And sometimes it feels like you're moving backwards, doesn't it? Sometimes it feels like you're actually going the wrong direction. And I think the message is you have to have faith in the journey. You have to trust the journey. That when you're on the road, that you know that the switchbacks are part of getting you there. Because if you were to go straight up the mountain, it's going to be actually harder. The terrain's going to be worse. You're going to be looking for things to hold on to. You're going to be skinning your knees. You're going to be falling. You're going to be working a lot harder than if you take the paved path that often feels windy. Here's what I've learned in business is when I let go of the wheel and I surrender and I say, God, I trust you. I give up. Not give up as in quit, but like I'm putting this in your hands because you are so much bigger than me and you understand so much more than I do. And I have reached the end of my rope. And when I fall to my knees and I literally tell him, you do this, you drive, I have no clue anymore. What happens is I stop clamping down. I stop gripping. I stop trying so hard and efforting. And when I release it, actually, you know what happens? Ideas drop in my head and I know the next step. And honestly, you guys, it's always the next step. It's what's right in front of me. But I was so blinded by the determination and the gripping and I'm going to do this that I never saw the very obvious next step. So in conclusion, what do you need to let go of? What are you efforting? What are you trying so hard? Are you trying to take a shortcut that's actually way more work? Is there a clear path that feels like I don't want to do that because it's going to take longer, but it actually would be easier? Is there someone you should be following up the paved road on the mountain like we were following my in-laws and brother-in-law and sister-in-law? Because they had been on this journey before. They told us the views were worth it, and they were. It was beautiful. We could climb on things and go out and take these pictures of the whole valley. Or are you trying to pave a new way that's ending up hurting you, costing you time and energy? Maybe what you thought was faster is harder. So what areas of your life do you need to just surrender? What areas of your life do you need to sit down, declare, I'm letting go, and maybe God will actually give you the very next step? That's my challenge for you this week. I've been there, I completely understand, and I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you that you learn how to surrender so that you can actually find the freedom to grow and experience the beautiful sights and sounds and views of a life well lived and challenges conquered. Maybe it's going to take a little longer, but it's going to be worth it. Signing off. Till next time.